Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. The reports are circulating that Jai Opetaia paid sanctioning fees to the IBF only to be stripped of his IBF title. Not sure if he's going to get that money back or not, but talk about something not sounding right, sounding unprofessional, sounding, I think, illegal. I know they have their rules that kind of protect them from a lot, the IBF does, but I think the IBF, if that's true, is just doing a really good job and making a Zuffa Boxing job a lot easier to have fighters want to turn their back on the traditional way of doing boxing and go and fight for the Zuffa League. What sucks about it, if it's true, is after defending the belt for years and representing the cruiserweight division at the highest level, many fans believe Opetaia is being punished unfairly, and I think that's wrong to do. Mr. Aussie, oi, the Australian Samoan, the Uso, to do him dirty, man. Because he has nothing to do with the bullshit. And the situation has reignited the debate about boxing politics, sanctioning bodies, and the growing interest among fighters in the alternative promotional structures like Zuffa, that's being led by Turki Alalshikh, with turkeys in the house every day is Thanksgiving, and Dana White. Meanwhile, criticism towards sanctioned organizations, they continue to grow. They're going to keep growing. What the sanctioning body should have done is just be quiet. Don't say nothing. But the WBC, they already face accusations of greed and questionable rankings from fans and fighters. And now the IBF facing its own scrutiny. So I just think when you look at it, even I ask myself, are boxing's traditional system pushing fighters towards something new, towards Zuffa? So I try to break down what's happening and why this could represent a turning point in the business of boxing by doing some research, and here to give you a little bit of a presentation. So first and foremost, trying to understand the Opetaia situation. Aussie, oi. Now, Jai's been one of the most respected champions in the cruiserweight division. Many call him the big dog, the big Uso. They feel like Jai is the one who could go out there and unify the titles, become undisputed. Now, he earned his reputation the hard way by defeating elite opponents and showing incredible toughness. The man was fighting professional fighters as a 13, 14-year-old sparring. I think he was in the Olympics at 15. There's something special about Jai Opetaia. Now, many fans remember his brutal fight with Maurice Breedis, where he fought through a broken jaw to secure the victory. That takes a different type of toughness and durability to push through a broken jaw. But that performance alone earned him massive respect throughout the boxing community. So what really sucks is, in addition to him being the most respected champion in the cruiserweight division, he spent 4 times defending that IBF belt. 4 times defending the title, carrying the cruiserweight division, staying active against high-level opponents, and then going over there to Riyadh season and fighting for Turki Alalshikh and really putting the cruiserweight division back on the map. Because let's be honest, many people weren't even talking about it. Who was carrying the Zuffa division? Who was carrying the cruiserweight division? Badou Jack? To that I say, in the most respectful way, hey, yo, you McNicholas, hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. It wasn't Badou Jack. It was Jai Opetaia. And holding a world title is never easy. Maintaining that championship status for years requires a whole lot of what Jai has: discipline, physical sacrifice, and a lot of financial risk. So when a fighter who has defended the belt responsibly gets stripped, guys like me sit back and immediately start questioning the motives behind the decision, because Jai hasn't done anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? So you tell me the consequence of his choice for going to Zuffa Boxing is for the IBF to strip him? Come on, man. It shit all boils down to the dollar bill, y'all, the sanctioning fee controversy. Sanctioning bodies collect fees when a title is defended. Now, these fees can reach hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on the size of the fight. But this is the thing. Terrence Crawford, Mayweather, and other fighters, and Shakur Stevenson, a lot of them are drawing attention to this shit. And critics are arguing that fighters already pay enormous costs for training camps, which nobody talks about. These training camps they have, when they get paid, then they compensate the people who support them in training camp. If they don't get paid, no one in training camps gets paid, so unless they get paid up front. Then promoters take their share, managers take their percentage. So by the time everyone's paid, the fighters' earnings shrink dramatically, and you got the damn sanctioning bodies there with their hand out. So just think about that. Talk about making maybe $80,000 for a fight and what you're left with. $1 million for a fight and what you're left with. Probably left on like $250,000, $300,000. $10 million for a fight, you're probably left with like, and then taxes and shit on top of that. Probably left for like, maybe $5 million or something. I mean, I don't know. I haven't broke all the numbers down with just kind of rough estimates, but I just know half of that shit is gone. The earnings shrink dramatically. Now, why this particular situation looks so bad, because optics are especially problematic if the narrative circulates among fans is accurate. So again, I'm hearing from several sources, and Dana White talked about it too, so I tend to believe what he says. But the IBF got him, man. And the criticism being voiced online. What people are saying is sanctioning fees were accepted, the fighter fulfilled obligations, then the title's taken away. WTF. So whether or not all the details are accurate, the public perception has already caused frustration amongst fans. And let me tell you, perception matters in boxing. So fighters being frustrated with the sanctioning bodies, especially right now, it makes sense. Many fighters believe the current system creates problems, such as mandatory challenges interrupting fights, confusing rankings, some mandatory challenges not getting the fight anyway, multiple belts in the same division, high sanctioning fees, and people, based on a greasing of a palm, who go from not even being ranked to being ranked number 3 or 4. It gets them closer to a title shot just because of, an unprofessional relationship between a promoter and a sanctioning body representative. So the result is a system that sometimes appears overly complicated to fans and is very frustrating. That's why there's so much scrutiny on the WBC. The WBC, man, they faced their criticism in recent years, even recent months. Fans have accused the organization of creating too many championship belts, collecting excessive sanctioning fees, maintaining confusing rankings. While the WBC is probably the most prestigious sanctioning body, criticism from fans and fighters just continues to grow. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to stop. Fans are looking at this. The damn fighters are looking at this. Everybody's paying attention to what's going on in boxing. There's a huge transition, a huge turnover about to take place. But that Zuffa Boxing, I'm telling you, the Opetaia controversy creates opportunities for new promotional structures. This is where Zuffa Boxing enters the conversation. The UFC built its success on different structure, man. One champion per division, clear rankings, centralized promotion. And that model appeals to fighters who feel frustrated with boxing's fragmented system. And Turki Alalshikh, if it wasn't for Turki Alalshikh and the Saudis, none of this shit would be possible. You know what I'm saying, folks? His influence has already helped create major events featuring top heavyweights, undisputed title fights, massive global audiences. It's Turki Alalshikh. And him hooking up with Dana White has sparked speculation about the long-term transformation of boxing's business model. But I tell you what, him hooking up with Dana White can't be a bad thing. But I'll say this, consistency is key. If Zuffa, if they want to succeed, there's a couple of things they got to do, but it has to happen consistently. Fighters must be treated fairly. Contracts must be transparent. And if fighters feel respected and financially protected, more will naturally gravitate towards the Zuffa ecosystem, which I think is going to blow up. That's just me. But even me, I'm not a professional fighter, but something about Jai Opetaia's situation, it resonates. Hard-working fighter, just trying to support his family, maximize earnings, secure his future. Doesn't seem like he was disloyal to anyone. I don't understand why they're making this man suffer. But when a champion appears to be punished after years of defending a belt, it can't help but sympathize with Jai, because he wanted to become the undisputed champion at cruiserweight, but it looks like the ship sailed. So as far as what's at the future for the sport of boxing and Jai, I don't know. One fight at a time, you're making your money, cool to have those belts, but at the same time, whatever. Get your money. Get more money than you ever made right now. Just enjoy it. Future of boxing. Traditional sanctioning bodies, emerging models. But those emerging models, they promise something that the sanctioning bodies don't. Simpler championship structures, clearer rankings, fewer politics. If controversies continue, the pressure for change will only increase, especially if Jai Opetaia comes out and talks about his frustrations with how he was treated as IBF champion, what was taken from him. Anyway, how do y'all feel about it? I think Zuffa's about to blow up. And I think what the IBF just did to... I think the WBC was the only one under scrutiny, under the microscope. But now, it was the WBC, now it's the IBF, and I think the other ones are going to get looked at and frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? But we just got to wait and see. But for Opetaia, they did the Uso wrong, man. They ain't had to do the big Uso like that. Disrespected the brother, man. Anyway, y'all, keep cool. Shout out to the veteran 7 continents. Leave your comments in the breeze.